Good morning. I'm Kevin Kincaid, CEO of the Knoxville Hospital and Clinics. I'd like this morning to show you around our new Infusion Center. As you know, Iowa is one of the fastest states growing in cancer rates with new diagnoses. So it's an unfortunate thing that this is one of our fastest growing service lines, but we want to show you what we're doing to try to treat those that are affected by cancer locally to the very best of our ability. So come on in, let me show you around. So what we wanted when we built this part is we wanted to have as best access as possible for our patients that are receiving chemotherapy. So we have their own parking down here, so they're individual parking spots, and they have their own access here on the south side of the building into the infusion center, which allows them to not have to be in the hustle bustle of the main entrance. One of the nicest things about this new expansion project is we were able to work with the Knoxville Federated Garden Club, and we have this amazing new Blue Star Memorial. It's a water feature, it's a garden, and it's a beautiful place for our patients to be able to see something out the windows to help pass the time, and it really adds to the peacefulness of this side of our campus. This space is somewhat interesting because this is a private treatment space that is quite large, gives us the ability to lay someone down on a gurney if they felt more comfortable being laid down. They wouldn't have access to any other people. This is a very private space. And so when I asked the question to our design team of how many people on the design team had been treated for cancer, the answer was 0. So we began to question ourselves like, okay, maybe we better talk to some people that have been treated with chemotherapy and their family members, and you'll see that we only have 2 of these private treatment spaces and many more open bays based on the feedback from the patients that we asked about how to design this space to the best of what they would be looking for. So we have 8 of these more open bays that were built specifically on the feedback that we had received from patients that have gone through treatment. So I'll show you a few things about this space that we think is very unique. First, you've got everything from a space for your loved one to stay with you. For many of these patients, they're here for many hours receiving their treatment. So this is where that rock garden and that flower garden really come into play, because you can see you have an outstanding view of the water fountain out here. It gives you something to kind of occupy your mind. You can watch TV if you want to watch TV. We wanted to make sure that we had the latest and greatest in technology. So one of the things that we received for feedback from the patients was about when you're here for hours and you don't feel well, just the noise of an IV pump can be very irritating. So we went and invested in the quietest IV pumps that we could find, and all the new monitoring systems. You have very comfortable chairs that are fully adjustable. We want to be able to also control things like lighting, so that they can control how much light that they may want to have in this room. We can adjust the curtains up and down just based on whatever the patient's preference is. But here was the biggest thing about the feedback we received from patients was the ability to talk to someone else. There are times when you don't feel good and you don't want to talk to anyone else. But if you're here for hours, you're worried about how your future, your family's future, sometimes you want to talk to someone who's facing the same challenges. So we were able to incorporate this into our design, so you can literally sit here and talk to the person next to you, and that really helps to pass the time for our patients that may be here for hours on end. We have other things that we've incorporated into this infusion space. We have private bathrooms for our staff. We have private bathrooms for patients. We have a complete nourishment center that we're able to get snacks for family and loved ones, or the patient themselves if they feel like getting a bite to eat during their treatment. One of the new things that we added to the Infusion Center was a new modern work area. So we can see that we have Rosie and Amy here working. And so this is a great place for us to do all of our charting and monitoring, and we have great access to all of our patients. So this is something we're really glad we were able to add. This new infusion center was really made possible for us to be able to do it to the very best of the most modern designs is because of the generosity of Don and Margaret Long. So this recognition wall really memorializes not only their generosity, but their family's commitment to better the health of the people we serve in the Knoxville area.